Markets real quick. Right now, firmly in the green for the Nifty as well as the Sensex. The quantum of gains is close to about 0.7%. Broader market also looking fairly stable right now, up about 0.4% for midcap. Small cap index is up about 0.3%. If you look at the individual sectoral performers, what's really aiding today's up move is a Nifty Pharma, which is up 1.3%. Nifty GLT is up 1.2% as well. But on the flip side, what's actually capping the upside is a PSU banking index, which is down 0.3%. Nifty IT is down 0.3%. Bank Nifty is trading completely flat, and a few auto names also seem to be putting some pressure on the market right now, or rather curbing the upside, really, if I can call it that. Right now, from individual names, you have a UPL, which is up almost 4%. A BPCL is up nearly 4% as well. ITC is up 3%. CIPLA is up 2.5%, Tata Steel 2.3%, Reliance up 2%, and so is IOC. So the breadth of the market seems to be evenly spread out right now. Actually, no, the favor definitely is leaning towards the advances, which is about 37 out of the 15 names. But the quantum of gains right now, I don't see anything very significant. But yes, the names which I just flagged off doing quite well for themselves right now.
Pankaj Tibrewal is also joining us. Pankaj, what's your take on really perhaps some of the trends that may emerge now going forward? We've been tracking, of course, a whole host of gainers when it comes to pockets like pharma, but where else possibly are you looking for opportunity?
Yeah, good morning and thanks for having me on the show. In the near term, in this gloom and doom, there are a couple of silver linings which we are picking up, speaking to the experts and the companies on a regular basis. One thing is clearly from an agricultural front. I think the rural economy seems to be doing extremely well. They seem to be less affected with the virus thing. And whichever companies we are speaking to related to rural side, they are quite buoyant. For example, agrochemicals, fertilizers, anything to do with the rural, consumer discretionary items, they all seem to be suggesting a very strong demand side. And just to give you one data point, FCI in the last 1 month has almost procured 30 million tons of grains. And that means a transfer of about 70,000 crores in the hands of farmers. And their target is by June end about 40 million tons. They may land up at 36, 37 million tons. So rural is one area which looks to be doing extremely well. The second pocket which we are picking up is cement. I think the recovery in cement has surprised most of us. In the last 15, 20 days, most of the north-based cement guys have already reached to about 50, 60% utilization. And when you dig a little deeper and speak to the trade channels and distributors, they are suggesting that the rural demand has been extremely strong. So we believe that cement is another pocket which looks promising. The consolidation has played out very nicely in the last decade or so, and that's helping them on the pricing power as well. The third area is definitely pharmaceuticals on a relative basis. They seem to be in a much better position in terms of earnings growth this year relative to many other sectors. And in the last 45 days, you have seen as many as 14 to 15 plants getting FDA approval, which was pending for a long period of time. On the other things which we are picking on the ground is consumer durables, especially the low-ticket appliances. We had many calls from in the cities where the lockdown has eased considerably. And the sense we are getting is that there's a huge pent-up demand for kitchenware, home automation products like washing machines, vacuum cleaners, dishwashers. And some of the distributors said that we used to sell 20, 25 dishwashers a month. Now we are selling that in a day. And a couple of them said that we are stocked out. So I think the home automation, the lower ticket item appliances seems to be doing extremely well.
Okay. Sure. Pankaj, when you mentioned rural, would there be other segments as well on the back of that you see performing for instance, two-wheelers, tractors, anything else as well, that you feel will benefit from the recovery on the rural side?
Absolutely. The recent commentary by one of the tractor companies on their earnings call suggested that the tractor demand has been extremely strong. And for this year, where every industry is talking about 10 to 20% minimum decline, and it's anybody's guess, tractor industry seems to be either flat to marginally positive. So tractor seems to be doing very well. Agrochemical seems to be doing very well because you had a bumper Rabi, and the outlook for Kharif even looks to be very strong. The fertilizer companies, if you look and track the April data, which is there on the you can see the fertilizer volume being extremely strong. Also on the two-wheeler side, we are seeing rural demand picking up. But the interesting trend in two-wheeler, especially we spoke to a lot of distributors and dealers in Bangalore, for example, and they were surprised that we are back to 50% normal run rate. And a lot of demand is coming from women. Companies want to give their employees two-wheelers for transportation, as they want them to avoid public transport. So South seems to be an area where two-wheeler demand is coming back very strongly. So yes, there are pockets of opportunity which we are seeing because of this pandemic, and some of the industries are surprising the way they are coming back.